And now my cat is trying to eat my McDonald's breakfast. Can I get I have a follow-up question. My follow-up question is, why is your McDonald's breakfast around long enough for your cat to have a chance to eat it? You hit the drive-through, sausage and egg McMuffin, 1 to 2 hash browns, drink of your choice. Minimum one of the hash browns is gone before I get home, without a doubt. I carry the bag inside. If I have to go through an elevator or something like that, the drink is almost gone by the time I get off on the floor where I need to go. And then, like, I do not put down a McMuffin. It's a food you simply eat without it touching the ground. It's a 1 rep max. One day your dad picked you up and then put you down and never picked you up again. It's the same thing with the sausage and egg McMuffin. It's a one-handed food. You pick it up with your left, you scroll your phone with your right. Within 4 bites, it's already gone. Your cat should not have an opportunity to steal your McDonald's breakfast. If your cat steals some of your McDonald's breakfast, you deserved it. That cat wanted it more. I mean, if you can't at least... listen, it's a cat, okay? It's not physical combat. Sometimes, Ruka jumps on the dinner table while we're having dinner. You know what I do? I use the back of my hand to lightly apply pressure until he is forced off the table and onto the chair. He will not beat me in a test of wills. When I'm eating my kimchi jjigae and he's trying to get like a little slurp of kimchi jjigae, no, I will simply lightly but forcefully apply pressure until he's off the table. If I had an egg McMuffin, there's no shot, dude. There's no way. They eat the wet food. They eat the dry food. They get the churro. They get the Temptations. They get the freeze-dried chicken. McDonald's hotcakes, yes or no? You don't want my opinion? Because my opinion on McDonald's breakfast is if you have more than one thing that you like to order, then you're eating too much McDonald's breakfast. Or you're just like variety pilled, which is also fine. Like if you go to McDonald's once every few weeks and then you hot swap from breakfast A to breakfast B, more power to you. But I'm like, I probably we go to McDonald's ever since our kids started eating solid food. We probably go to McDonald's like twice a month now because she loves the Happy Meals. And so do I, and so does my wife for that matter. But I think if I ever got to the point where it was like, I'm sick of chicken nuggets, then that means that I need to, rather than ordering something else, the best solution to the problem is to not go to McDonald's so much. If I'm ever eating McNuggets and I'm like bored by the McNuggets, then I've fucked up. I shouldn't be eating so many McNuggets. Because the McNuggets haven't changed. It's me that changed. You order a 20-piece? Absolutely. No shot I'm ordering 20 chicken nuggets. Ain't 10 more expensive? What the hell? The 20 is cheaper than the 12? No, it's not. That doesn't make any sense. It might be cheaper per nugget, but don't... Listen, you can take that information into your brain, but you can't lie to yourself. It is per nug. Yeah, per nug. There's no way 20 is cheaper than 12. No, it's cheaper overall. What are you... Okay. McDonald's 20-piece chicken nuggets price. According to sportskita.com. Well, now I'm on McDonald's.com, but they hard boot me to the Canadian website when I try to do it. Bro slept on economies of scale. No, you slept on economies of scale. Economies of scale doesn't mean that more things are cheaper than less things. Like, it's still cheaper to buy one steel beam than 1,000. It's just that per beam, you pay a lot less. You fucking failed economics class. They're talking about per unit. At the start of the fucking conversation, I said on a per unit basis, not on an absolute basis. 900 people said no on an absolute basis. Now they're like, oh yeah, they're talking about per unit. You need to learn how to fucking listen, dude. Absolute value 20 nuggets? Why are you angry? Because I'm trying to have a nice conversation and then people are just fucking it up. It's the meal versus the 20 nugs. There's not an apples to apples comparison. 20 nuggets is cheaper than 10 nuggets plus fries plus a drink. Okay, drop the who asked. People, it wasn't me that said it. People were literally saying, literally 20 is cheaper. They used the capital Literally. Literally. Take the 20 nuggets, throw 10 of them away, double them, give it to the next guy. If you've got $50,000, do not put a down payment on a house. What you're going to do with your $50,000 is you're going to find a place that costs $100,000. You're going to buy it, and then you're going to put $50,000 into it. Then you're going to use your own bridging company to give you bridge financing. You don't even need to use money for that. You can just start your own company. And then once you fix it up, you sell it for $200,000, and then you remortgage it, and then anyway. I saw that on did you see TikTok investors? They got me good. The dude was like, if you have $50,000, don't buy a $200,000 house. What you should do is buy a $100,000 house and then put $50,000 into it. If you got $50,000, bro, don't buy a $200,000 house. Instead, spend $150 of your $50,000. What are you talking about?
I've got 50 grand and I want to buy 10 houses. What I'm going to do is, because what most people do is most people save really hard. They'll make a load of money and then they'll dump it into a house. And then they'll save the money up again and they'll dump it into a house. That don't work anymore, because how can an average person save up 50 grand?
Yeah, you're just tying up way too much money.
You're tying up way too much money. So the strategy is, and this is what I do, and this is what I teach, is if you've got 50 grand, buy a house, but buy a house that is run down. Buy the worst house in the best street. So instead of buying a house for 200 grand that's in perfect, pristine condition and renting it out, find a house in the same street that's really run down that needs 50 grand spending on it. It's got structural problems. It's a mess, but buy it for 100 grand. Buy it cash. If you haven't got cash, you can get a bridging loan. It doesn't need to be your cash. Buy it for 100 grand. Then spend 50 grand at doing it up. Doesn't have to be your money. You can get a bridging loan. I've got my own bridging company, because a lot of people say, oh, how do you get bridging now? So I set my own company up. There you go, I can give you bridging, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. If you've got the demand there, why not service it? Yeah.
So now you bought a house for 100 grand, you spent 50 grand on it, but now it's worth 200 grand because you've added value. So now what you do is you now refinance it, get a 75% mortgage loan to value, and they'll give you 75% of the new value. So instead of getting a mortgage before you buy, get a mortgage after you buy. So they'll give you 150 grand, which pays back you get your 50 grand back, and you can pay the bridging company back. And then you go again.
So it's recycling money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that is how most wealthy people do property.
20 chicken McNuggets. The McDonald's website is doing so much heavy lifting, man. Like, they're trying so hard. 20 chicken McNuggets serves 2. Like, you can write that on the website, but like, you don't get to choose that. Also, it's kind of crazy. Like, why do they have serves 2 on it? As if like it's a family style restaurant where people would be like, do we order our own entree, or do we just like share everything? But like 20 chicken McNuggets is 830 calories. Okay, it's not a small amount, but like it's not a ton. Meanwhile, if you order like a Big Mac combo or something like that, it's 1,700 calories, and that's for one person. Like, why are they... They're putting on airs, man. The fact that they have to put serves 2 on this, but they don't put serves 2 on a combo. Sodium count, it's high. Oh, is it 830 for one serving? I mean, it's that would surprise. Well, let me look. I feel like that's like a hack. Well, let's do the math. Do I think that one chicken McNugget is 40 calories or 80 calories? That's a tough-ass question. I feel like it's 40 calories, not just out of hopium. I just feel like a 10-piece is not 830 calories. That seems crazy. Anyway, so you know what? You're absolutely right. I should just check the 10-piece. I don't know what I'm... Like, I don't know. This is not how I expected the stream to start today. 10-piece chicken McNugget, 410 calories. 20-piece chicken McNugget, 830 calories. I'm not saying it's good for you. I'm simply saying it's bad for you, but not as bad in a caloric way as you might expect. Where did the extra 10 calories come from? Well, this is a good point. Maybe the box has different proportions. Instead of like the mini rectangular box, you get a large rectangular box. Oh, you might be right because it comes with 2 extra dipping sauces. Ooh. You only get 3 in the US? I mean, I've never ordered a 20-piece except for the time that I got 50 chicken nuggets. Again, we don't need to get into like the philosophy of my life, but I feel like you make the decision of what you're going to eat before you go to the restaurant, because if you make it at the restaurant, the temptation for me is to always order more than I actually need. Very rarely do I finish eating at a restaurant and go, oh, I should have ordered more food. It's always like I should have ordered less or I ordered the right amount. So I don't, it sounds needlessly austere, but I think it's a reasonable way to put limits on my own life so I don't blow myself up. I won't allow myself to order 20 chicken McNuggets, because if I order 20 at some point, that will change like my calibration, and then I'll start to feel like 20 is like normal. And then if I ever have to go back to 10, it'll feel like I'm depriving myself. So instead, I hold myself at 10, and I'm usually satisfied after the 10th. Am I insane, or has he said this 2 times before? You're insane because I literally said this before I said it again. That's why you're insane. You're insane, but not for the reason you thought you sussed out. I think if you get, and listen, I'm not trying to judge anybody necessarily. Just for me, people may disagree with this. I think that 10 chicken McNuggets roughly equal the fries. So if you ordered, I get the 10-piece with fries. I'm not going to act superior to you if you get a 20-piece no fries. I'm going to say that that's close enough to be roughly equivalent. But if you get the 20-piece plus the fries, then I'm at the point where I'm like, well, this look who's the emperor. What is this, feast day? Did you just, win a battle or something like that? It's kind of feast they would have after like they, stopped like the Vikings from invading their land or something like that. And you're like, oh, I'm a little bit peckish. It's not for me. That's all I'm saying. 20-piece plus a cheeseburger? Would never. See, that's the thing. I could be there easily myself. There have been times in my life where I've had an enormous appetite. But I am thankful to myself that in college, I let myself binge drink like crazy, which is probably way worse for me. But at least I never got to the point where I was trying to like hack the McDonald's menu. You'd go to McDonald's with some people that get the junior chicken and then put it inside a McDouble, and they pour the fries in a McFlurry and stuff like that, and they're like, check out how smart I am. I haven't heard from those people in a long time. I hope that at some point they realized it was too much, okay? I would go to the McDonald's and I would say, can I get a 10-piece chicken McNugget, Coke Zero, and I'll take 1 barbecue, 1 sweet and sour. Hot mustard didn't exist back then. Can you sing some Genuine? Oh, you mean the burp song? Burr. Burr, burr, burr. I'm just a bachelor looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride without trying to fall in love. Got to be compatible, push it to the limit, be sure when I break it off, she's not gonna wanna get off. You're horny, let's do it. Riding on my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. Like that Genuine song.